Does anyone else just work their ass off for like the last 3 or 4 years for like a college degree, and now you have a job that you hate and you still can't afford life and you're still fucking miserable and you can't pay any of your bills and you can't live in the house that you imagine, and you just feel lied to because you thought that if you just went to college and got a degree you'd be able to afford a house and like things that make you happy, but yet you're still barely can afford groceries or clothes or literally anything that makes you happy at all, and you had to spend the whole entire weekend in your bed because you literally don't have any money to go do anything other, like if you buy food you just can't have an entertainment budget. So I'm just wondering if anyone else is dealing with something like this or if it's just me, because this shit ain't it.
So I don't want to be in nobody's business, but so I'm somebody that I do not work a conventional job. I am an entrepreneur. Every day I wake up and I make my own decisions. I don't have to answer to a boss. Have I had to answer to a boss before? Most definitely. I have a nice car. I have my own house. I do well for myself. And I'll say this: it all started when I did the math on how much money I was working for, like bi-weekly. So I was getting paid probably like $2,800 bi-weekly, and that was a pretty good job. I was in the military. Well, I'm still in the military technically, but now I'm just on the reserve side, I should say. But when I did the math, I'm like $2,800. It's pretty good. A lot of people would see that and be like, damn, like that's a good paying job. Because when I talk to my friends that went straight through college and they're in their degree field, they weren't making 2,800 bi-weekly, and that was before I even finished my degree. So I'm like, okay, this is good money. Is this what good money looks like? Okay, so cool. Now I've been able to sustain my life with that $2,800 or whatever bi-weekly, paying for my mortgage, paying my little knick-knack bills, my water bill, my utilities, and doing all those things. So I'm thinking that, okay, I'm doing something. I'm doing good. Then I multiply it times two, and I see, okay, monthly I'm making about 5,600. So I'm like, 5,600. That's not what I imagine you need to survive, like, or to be good money. So I did the math. I said, all right, I'm gonna divide that by 30. When I did the math, I realized that I was getting paid $186 a day for sacrificing 8 hours of my life. It made me think, can I not make $186 without working 8 hours? Can I make $186 with working maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, doing something I actually like? Or just putting in the work to find something else that's more passive? Can I not do that? Upon searching how to do that, and I constantly looked it up, people that have done it. Of course, on YouTube University, I wasn't able to. Again, I have my degree now. I wasn't able to tap into anything I learned from my college days, anything I learned from high school, anything I learned from middle school. I literally had to do the research on my own, and when I say research, I mean just watching hella YouTube videos to the point where I found new ways of passive income. I would try shit, fail. And while I'm going to work or whatever, I'm still trying stuff because I'm trying to find out. And I always wondered, like, damn, these people that I work with, they hate this job, but why don't they spend their off time or their time that their leisure time trying to find a way out of this job? It seemed like most of them hated their job but was okay with retirement. Retirement being in 20 years. So I never really understood that. So here I was, after I get off work or whatever, or even sometimes while I was at work, I'm watching a YouTube video of just different ideas. Once I get off work, I'm gonna try that idea. I'll try it out for maybe a couple of months. If it didn't really suit me, I didn't really see any return, I just stopped. So the things that really worked for me was drop shipping, um, and drop shipping on TikTok, doing the whole organic posting and stuff. That was my first big break. I bought a lot of nice stuff from that. Made some more investments. Some did good, most of them failed, but I knew I was gonna keep on trying. Fast forward a couple years later, now you have the TikTok shop affiliate stuff. TikTok shop affiliate, if you have not looked into it, it is by far the easiest way to make money in this lifetime. If you ask me, it's legal, And it's so easy. All you gotta do is post at least 4 videos a day. You know what I mean? 4 videos a day, and each of them could be 30 seconds long. Now, I mean, what's that? 4 times 30 is two. What is that? 200 seconds. 200 seconds a day. Now, I mean, if my math is serving me right. But listen, it's not the point. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that wrong. That's about 120 seconds. Yeah, 120 seconds. That's 120 seconds of work that you can do in a day and easily get to the point where you're making, instead of $186, $200 a day. Now you're making $6,000 in a month. Put that under an LLC. Now you have write offs. So I basically break these things down because I'm like, why isn't everybody thinking about that? Because school is so heavily pushed onto us as if this is the route, but most of the people that are preaching the route that you should follow or that follow that route don't actually like their life, don't actually like their job. Now, I mean, they get to this point in their job where, okay, in the beginning, yeah, they was very interested in doing that job. Then eventually it becomes, oh man, I'm so tired of doing this. But in all actuality, you done signed a contract to be in that for 20 years. And then with the promise that after the 20 years, you won't have to work anymore. So you mean to tell me after these 20 years and then I retire, I still can't live the life I want to live because I'm not going to have millions. I'm not going to be making tens of thousands of dollars. No, I'm going to be making a portion of what I was making while I was physically working. So now I just don't have to work for a portion of my money. That's why you see a lot of retired people still working because the retirement money, it didn't move with inflation. Now, I mean, it's just a portion of what they were making before. There's no way I'm grinding for 20 years for somebody that is not working as hard as me, making way more money than me for 20 years. That is ridiculous. And I'll say this right now. I know a lot of people y'all want to be I was gonna say influencers, but business owners and things of that nature, or people that just you work for self. That doesn't mean things get easy. When I quit my job, although I knew how much money I had saved up, like it would sustain me for 6 months or a year, it was still very much an uneasy feeling because now all the pressure's on me. I don't wake up and I'm like, dang, I don't want to let my boss down. Oh, dang, I don't want to get a write up. Oh, no. Now I have to look at my family and I'm like, dang, like I have to go get it. Now I mean, I can't wake up and act like, oh, it's all figured out. The work is done. Now I mean, even doing these videos. I mean, granted, this page right here is not monetized yet, but we're gonna get there. But anyways, the grind continues. The pressure is on every single day. Sometimes I get anxiety for it. I have this book right here that gives me my to-dos for every single day because I can't just wake up and just do random stuff. No, there has to be a structure. The same way you would have a structure for a job, they will give you set things you need to do and how it needs to get done. The same way you need to be about yourself. Now, I say this to the person that's working a 9 to 5 right now. You can do exactly what I'm doing. You just have to do it with your 9 to 5 until what you're doing on the side pays you more than your 9 to 5 on a consistent basis, along with having a savings account. What I would say that savings accounts need to look like is about 6 months. Now, I mean, one of the things I think about, like, how are people surviving nowadays? I'm somebody that I do pretty well for myself because I grind a lot. Like, I mean, I work pretty hard. Sometimes my wife, she even has to tell me, like, you need a little bit of a balance. You know what I mean? Like, I wish sometimes you could put it down. And it just becomes a lifestyle. So again, as hard as I work, I look at the gas prices and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I look at the grocery prices. This is ridiculous. And both of those are necessities. I have to get around and I have to eat and I have to feed my family. Now, I mean, even I think the prices for electricity went up this summer for Atlanta because they figured we was gonna be using our AC more. It's like a whole bunch of things playing against us, and we're all most people are sitting at a base rate as far as income. So you mean to tell me bills are going up, but your job is only giving you a raise of a couple of dollars or a couple of cents, how is that ever gonna make sense? It's never gonna make sense. You're always gonna be running the rat race. Now I mean, because things are always changing. If you don't have something on the side, I worry for people. I honestly worry for people because you have to have something to fall on. One of the main reasons why I was like, I got to get out of this 9 to 5 rat race crap is, first of all, again, it wasn't serving me a purpose. Um, Damn, I just fucking just drew a damn blank. What the hell was I about to say? Okay, whatever. I'll just go into saying this. It wasn't serving me a purpose, and it just wasn't doing it for me no more. Now I mean that's the without saying whatever the hell I was about to say because I feel like it was really good. Now I mean it just wasn't serving me a purpose. I feel like I'm more in control now of my time, of my life. I could work out now. I could spend time with family. Um, it just feels a lot better. My life feels a lot more fulfilling. You know, instead of going to a job answering to somebody that does not really care about me. Now, I mean, you go to these jobs, and if you was to quit, oh, I mean, if something was to happen to you, oh, you're replaceable. They're gonna replace you tomorrow, easily. So I ask people. That's what I was gonna say. When you have a job and you live solely off of that income, you are relying on somebody else liking you or your performance in order for you to feed your family. So all it takes is for somebody to come to work and have a bad day, somebody to be racist, somebody to whatever. Now I mean, be feeling the way they're feeling that day and just decide to get you a write up. Just find some nitpick, and now you're struggling to pay your family. I mean, to feed your family. So I think about that like as a man of the house, I gotta have multiple options. Even in the businesses that I run now, I cannot have everything on TikTok. Now I mean, I have also some things in Airbnb. I have my Turo. Now I mean, I have an app on the App Store. I got content creation. Like I got rental. Like I gotta have multiple avenues. But these avenues are something that I can run remotely or I can grow. That's the thing about a job. You will never get bigger than your boss. Now I mean, you will never get bigger than your boss. You'll never work as less as your boss, if that makes sense. You never work less than your boss. You know what I mean? So why not become the boss? Not only the boss of a business, but a boss of your life. Just dabble in something else for 1 hour a day after work, after you done served 8 hours to somebody else's dream. Give yourself 1 hour of a whole year. That's 365 hours. Now I mean, to finding a side hustle, to working towards something. It's gonna have to show some type of face. You're gonna be better than you were last year if you put 365 hours into it. I think about that with anything. If I wanted to get really better at shooting, and I spend 1 hour a day at shooting the basketball, next year on that same day, I'm gonna be better than I was last year. Even though I only spent 1 hour. Same thing with fitness. No fitness guru gets or fitness person gets big or gets like Aki by being in the gym for 4 hours, 3 hours. Like a gym session is 45 minutes. A lot of the people y'all see is 45 minutes in a lifestyle change. That's all you need. You know what I mean? But a lot of people are just comfortable where they're at. You know what it is? Your job is draining you. Your job is taking away your creativity, your time, your energy. So you don't feel like you can serve any other purpose than what your manager asked. Then 20 years passes, and you're like, damn, what the hell happened to the time? You couldn't put in an extra hour of the day. Don't work 8 hours if you got a 9 to 5. Work 9 hours, because that 1 hour is for you. Now, I mean, there's a lot of people that feel the same way this young lady feels right here. She done went to college. She still can't afford a house. She done got a good job, but food is too expensive, and she ain't got no time to have fun or go on trips, and along with paying her bills. I don't believe that's why we were put on this earth, is to just pay bills and die. I don't believe that. I think this world, this lifetime is for the living. Know what I mean? Is to live out of purpose. A lot of people don't even know or feel like they have time to live out of purpose because we're constantly chasing what we've been told is what we need to chase. While the people that are telling us that aren't chasing that same thing. Think about that. So, like I said, I gave y'all a gym. Now, I mean, TikTok shop affiliate is by far one of the easiest things you can do to make money. So, do your research. It's up to you beyond this video. If you stayed this long in the video, it's up to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's up to you. I've been on both sides. I've worked a 9 to 5 and walked around with my reflector vest or whatever as I'm walking through the warehouses thinking, like, there's no way in hell this is what the hell I'm going to be doing. Like I sit here and I see these Black History books and I see all these books of or hear of these prolific people that live lives with so much purpose, and I'm walking around a warehouse with a reflective vest. Granted, I needed that experience to get where I am now. Know what I mean? But there's no way I was gonna stay there. I just couldn't. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just a feeling of, oh, I can't do this forever. No, that feeling needed action. You know what I mean? And I took small action. I had small conversations. My conversations with everybody changed. So now when people find stuff out, they come to me. Not so much do they come to me and ask me. A lot of people do, don't get me wrong. But people also come to me with just like, yo, like, let me share this idea with you. Like, let's talk about this. So now like, even my network is changing. You know what I mean? Your network changes, your net worth changes. Again, you have to put, like, you need to want the success of being an individual as bad as you hate the thought of not being able to spend as much time as you want with your family for the next 20 years because most of your energy is going to a corporation. I think E.T. said it. He said, until you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. It was something like that. But it's exactly that same thing. You know what I mean? Until you want to succeed, as much as you hate not being able to spend time doing whatever you want to do, whether that's going to the Virgin Islands tomorrow, going to Mexico the next weekend, I mean, or just spending time at your son's games or whatever, spending more times with your lady, whatever it is, until you hate those equally, or you want to do that as much as you hate that, you're not going to see the results because there's a part of you that doesn't like it, but that part of you is not strong enough to make a change. And a change comes in small portions. Roman's empire was not built overnight. You know what I mean? It was built piece by piece, you know, and that's the same thing with the empire that you build. You cannot follow what I don't want to say America, what we were taught. Know what I mean? You could take things out of it, but you can't follow that because the people that taught it to you need you to work for them so they cannot work. So they can live the life that you one day feel like you'll be able to live. Newsflash. Living like that, just the 9 to 5 life, and then, you know, you retire. I don't know too many people that are living this extravagant life. I think at the end of their 20 years, they probably changed up their wants. You know, they made it look different. Why? Because so much time has passed. Now you're much older. Now, I mean, you can't even jump out of a plane like you once could, you know, and land on your knees and your knees be good. Like, well, not land on your knees, but, you know, land and your knees be good. Like, you can't do that stuff. So your wants change. You start to notice, oh, dang, I'm not going to make as much money as I thought. Maybe I really don't want the money and all this other stuff. Bro, look, at the end of the day, 8 hours of our day is spent trying to get money. As much as people want to act like money is not, oh, money's not that important to me, then why do you spend 8 hours for it? You spend 8 hours for money, and then the other 4 hours is what? For family time? Is what? For you? And then you get a Friday and a Saturday. Sunday is prepping for Monday. And that's how we're gonna live? No. You know what I mean? If that's how you want to live, by all means, just make sure you're doing something that's serving you. You know, but I strongly believe that that is a very hard life to live. You know, and I'm an entrepreneur. Like I said, I work for myself. But anyways, hey man, it's been your boy Ty Boogie. I just wanted to speak on this. Hopefully I motivated somebody through my words. For somebody to just do it. I will end off by saying this. One of the things that pissed me off the most is knowing how hard it is to live the life that I'm living and have conversations with people like on the dime that are interested about how to live the life. Now, I mean, how to, and when I say the life, I mean how to be a business owner, how to take risk, how to do these things. And I waste my time by explaining myself, giving advice when I can be focusing again on my next play, on my next move, and then nothing happens. Nothing happens. I spend more time trying to grow myself, trying to learn, trying to better whatever I put my hands in than I do entertaining myself. I have to deserve entertainment. That's how I treat myself. Now I mean, have I checked all the boxes on the page? Now I mean, before I sit down to entertain myself. So many people feel bad for themselves and they feel like, oh, it's time to entertain myself. Or, oh, well, there's nothing else for me to do. It's time for me. Downtime is some of your best time. How you spend your downtime, I could tell you everything about yourself. You know what I mean? I could tell you what kind of person you are. What do you do in your downtime? I'll be honest with you. Me talking to y'all right now is my downtime. Because by all means, I don't have to make this video. Now, but I know the outcomes. This video could touch somebody. This video can make me money. Now, I mean, this video could grow my YouTube page. That's the outcome of me spending my downtime, how I'm spending it right now. I hear so many people say, oh my God, I want to be a content creator. I want to create a YouTube page. And then I be like, I ask everybody the same thing. So what's the timeline on that? Oh, before I do that, I got to get a camera, and then I got to get this laptop. Whole bunch of barriers. And then I say to them, well, I grew my first YouTube page off of my phone with a lamp behind it. So to me, all you're giving me is excuses. You're just giving me a whole bunch of walls you've created instead of just doing it. Nothing will teach you better than being in the water. Nothing will teach you how to swim better than just being in the damn water. I could teach you a whole lecture outside of the pool and say, all right, so this is how you guys are going to swim. You're going to put your arms like this. You really ain't going to learn until you get in the water. Know what I mean? Get in the water. If you are tired of living that life that young lady is living. Hey, man, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on my post notifications, all that good stuff, man. I'm out of here.